Yo, it's your girl, the Six Figure Spot Chick. Super excited. I got my very own podcast, Ugly Side of Entrepreneurship. We discuss all things ugly in business, things we didn't know that would be ugly, things that we didn't know that would hurt us in business. So we do not want you guys to make the same mistake. So stay tuned. We got a lot of amazing six-figure earners, seven-figure earners coming to the stage, so you don't make the mistakes that we made. To another episode of Ugly Side of Entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Candy Holyfield, widely known as the Six Figure Spot Chick on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Today we have a very special guest, the one and only Atlanta Her Doctor. Guess what? Not only did she make $1 million selling products, she bought her house for cash, her car for cash, and guess what? She is debt free. All right, she's here to discuss everything that happened, what was ugly, what was pretty, because we do not want you guys to make the same mistakes that we made. All right, we want you to avoid the ugly side of entrepreneurship. We know every day is not perfect. We want to try to get close to perfect as possible. Stay tuned. We got the Atlanta Her Doctor coming up.
Before you got here, telling them how nice, sweet you are. So we were trying to be on our best behavior. And you probably dropping like it's hot. Like, man, this guy, I'm hurtful. So we are super excited. We follow each other on social media, and then we met in person. We was in Miami. So y'all know how earlier we were talking about sponsorships? We ended up being at the exact same hotel in Miami. I had an event, it was called Power Hour, and she sponsored my entire Power Hour. So we had somebody here earlier talking about sponsorships. So what made you sponsor the Power Hour?
So,
You got a brother?
yeah, I'm on it. Real tired. I don't want to be around anybody unless I can serve and help. So like if I can't be around Candace and make her life better in any way, whether it's money or just serving her, I don't want to be around her. And then vice versa, I don't want anybody around me who is just not like that. So that's just how I am, no matter who I go out with, where I'm at. If I cannot help you, I do you a favor by not wanting to be around you.
Wow.
That's right.
Something she just said don't go over you guys' head. You want people to want to be around you.
That's right.
Do that make sense? So I keep on telling y'all, energy is everything. The way you talk, the way you act, because you want people to be around you. And I said, y'all need to come to my event tonight. I just invited them down, and then they took care of the beer. I've been sharing her shit ever since. Like, thank you so much. Right? And so you guys gotta make people want to be around you, if that makes sense. So how many of you feel like people want to be around you? You see how everybody's hands ain't go? That's something to work on, all right? So we want to know about this $1 million you made from these products.
Yeah.
And I also just read, I know now I'm asking a bunch I'm gonna tell you everything I want to know, and we can take it from there. I want to know how you made $1 million from products. I want to know, you did a post and she said she only works half a day, a week.
Yeah.
She didn't say one day, she said every week in her salon, she only works half a day.
Yeah.
I want to know how you work half a day.
I make that money.
And then I also saw where you have a dollar webinar.
Yeah.
Ebony, she went to your dollar webinar. She signed up with you and she said it was so amazing.
Wow.
So I want to make sure you tell them about that too, so you know they can stay connected with you after.
Yeah. Which one do you want to ask first?
The $1 million.
Okay.
The product sales.
Yeah. All right. So I have a product line called Atlanta Hair Doctor. I have a shampoo, conditioner, vitamins, and oil. And one of the things I want y'all to know is before I started this product line, it was during the pandemic, I created a job form. So I went to jobform.com and I created a job form, and it's like 5 questions. And I figured out what the people actually wanted. There was a number, they put their name number, and I called them back. And I didn't have anything to sell them. I just wanted to serve and add the value. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? Okay, this is, what hair products are you having? She would tell me, and I would jot it down: shedding breakage, alopecia, thinning, every problem they had. So at the end of the day, I got all these papers. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, the next day. So I created a product line based on what? The problem for the solution. I created a product to help the people who are going through this specific issue. It's not for everybody. So now, once the product line is out, I have all their numbers, all their emails. See how I set it up with the job form? Yeah. And I was able to call them back, hey Keisha, I got a product line now, or just send them a text message or email. So the product started to sell that way. I also started to build up my social media platform, because that was really important. I started to niche down and focus on one thing. So I didn't just make $1 million behind the chair, I made over $1 million beyond the chair as well. I'm a hairstylist. So I retired a month ago, retired my mother as well. And the reason why is because I was making more money not working than working.
That's right.
So it didn't make
Let's
sense.
stop here.
Made more money.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, I was making more money. Like, I would go to the salon just on Fridays, like Candy said, for my half a day. I'll make a couple thousand, because I am the highest paid natural hairstylist, scalp specialist, not natural hairstylist, that I've ever met, right? I can get paid up to $5,000 to $10,000 to do you a 30-minute treatment. I have clients who pay me that. I fly out to different states. I don't talk about it on Instagram, I'm in contracts or whatever, but they pay me that just to do them a 30-minute or an hour scalp treatment. So I learned how to serve and offer amazing experience. So like Candice was saying, you know, for half a day, I would go in for 4 hours. I'm like, I made a couple $1,000. But dang, I look at my sales, I'm like, why are you here? Like, I'm making more money when I'm not working and working. And then I know I can use my mouth. So I realized too how to operate at the highest levels of wealth using my mind and my mouth. It takes, you know, being a hustler.
That one down. But I get my phone. Hold on.
The mind and the mouth versus the hand, you know, the muscle. Because everybody just want to go use the muscle. The muscle is fine, but what's the end goal? So my end goal.
That's fire. So I know a couple of you we talked to, you said you wasn't open yet or you need more clients. So once Ted is gonna come and help you guys too, but one strategy just said is she created the job form.
Yep. That's
So
right.
you guys should create the form no matter if you're open or not. Because the whole goal is to get more clients. You guys should have a form and start letting people fill it out, saying what problem they got, and then you reach back out to them with the solution. I think that was like super smart. That's a good gem. And then now that you got the product, when did you make your first, like, what was your first big day? Because I'm acting this, look, y'all didn't study today, y'all. So I saw one day you guys were showing your back office, and in 1 month you didn't make that much, and another month you didn't make that much. So I'm trying to see the, because I don't want people to think that you're gonna leave here to, now mind you can, but I don't want to give you guys a perception you're gonna leave here today and then make $1 million tomorrow. So that's why I'm acting, because I saw when you was posting the different numbers each month.
Yeah, so y'all, I hope to say this to encourage y'all. When I first started my product line, I went 5.5, 6 months, no sale. One of the things that I kept though was my hustle. I have a hustle. You have to have a hustle about yourself. Like, I'm so hungry for it. You know, I went through a divorce when I moved to Atlanta. I was very broken. I was a hater, jealous, all that. I wore all of that. I looked different. So I had to realize that, okay, Jasmine, you're going to have to fix some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to kind of understand that 5, 6 months, even though I'm not making the money, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep hustling, I'm gonna keep working on myself. I'm gonna keep hustling, I'm gonna keep working on myself. So this Black Friday, we did 17,000 orders in like a week, so we did over $1 million in sales. I didn't really sell a lot on Instagram, but
Y'all ain't clapping, y'all haters.
the product line is doing really well. That is one stream of my income, and I have 10. So one of the things that works for me though is is really having a system in place for my life. Okay, so the 10 businesses, none of them require me. Okay, so I want y'all to know that, because I am retired. I'm a single mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but they don't require me. So I just kind of want to say that. So one of the things that helped me though was having a funnel system. I have all of my systems set up so that the funnel allows the upsell. So, you know, like if I go to one of y'all websites and it just gives you the option to add to cart. See, I like to add value and serve first. So I'm gonna serve them, give them all the value they need, the video testimonials, and then you're gonna click, and I still ain't trying to sell you on nothing. I'm gonna add some more value to you. And then, you know, maybe some more value. And then it's gonna say, okay, now they can go ahead and buy. So because I built up a relationship with the client versus just trying to sell them something. Sometimes we just wanna go and buy my stuff. Well, everybody's selling something. So what makes yours different? No, baby, I have information. All of that has to be on the funnel. So that helped me generate money as well.
I also saw that you said, hey, I'm debt free. And you said, I want to show other sisters, that's a favorite word, y'all, sisters. You said you want to show other sisters how you were able to budget.
Yeah, that's right.
You told the story how, your kids used to have to go to work with you when y'all was living in a tiny apartment. So how did you get to that place where you could see your money?
Yeah.
How many of y'all making money but you don't see it?
Yeah, I was there too, that's right. So let me be very honest with y'all, sisters, okay? So, one of the things that worked for me, y'all, I lived in Sandy Springs and I lived in a very small apartment. When I went through my divorce, I left my ex-husband and everything. I thought I was doing something slick, then a pandemic happened. I'm like, I need the kids' beds, baby. Like, keep everything, because you think you're doing something slick, like, you keep everything, I don't want nothing. No. So I moved into this really small apartment, and as I was growing and calling these people back and starting my product line, I was making a whole lot of money. And I wasn't buying bags, I wasn't buying clothes. I literally furnished my entire house from Facebook Marketplace, Goodwill, and eBay. I didn't buy anything. So you imagine somebody I had all of this money coming in, and I was paying my rent. I didn't, let me tell y'all something. I was like,
Did your credit get messed up?
my credit got very, very, very messed up. Of course, right? But it's things that's risk that you take. I was willing to do that to get to where I am. So the 3 cars had to go. One of them, I think it was like the pandemic, so I don't even think it counted. It's like, thank God. But everything had to go. So I was literally just saving my money and living way below my means. Like even now, a lot of y'all may have bags and shoes and more, like my shoes price is like $30, $40. I make millions, but listen, I look decent, thank God. You look good. But like you have to be willing to like save, y'all, and sacrifice. So I even was telling my kids, I was doing 15 to 17 hours, my babies know this is real. And I would tell them, like, I would get my daughter coat from eBay, her Uggs from eBay, spray them down, turn on bugs in them, and take stuff to the cleaners. And I would tell them that, right now we're enjoying the journey of becoming a millionaire. My daughter was like, Mama, this is not how millionaires live. I said, it's the journey, baby. I said, the journey, okay? So when it got time to pay, get my house, and I would never forget going to the house, and I'm like, oh my God, this is it. But it was like 15 of us, and this was back like 6 months ago, so it was so hard to even get a house in Atlanta. It was so I was like, okay. So then the lady was like, yeah, you want it? I was like, yeah, I want it. She was like, I want it too. And I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna pay cash. So that's why I was prompted to do that. So I did spend $700,000 for my house. Now it's worth 1.3, so that was a great investment. I know sometimes people say, don't use cash, credit. You have to just find what works for you. Right. For me, that worked, and it was what I wanted. And I saved and sacrificed for it. Right. So, yeah.
Ooh, you said, hey, I didn't have any sales for 5 months. Now you're doing $1 million on Black Friday. So what was that transition from no sales in 5 months of the business to now doing $1 million in a day? Like, what did that marketing look like, or what was their process to get from that to that?
Yeah, so it was actually not a day, it was like over a week. I did like a week. So the process for me was, so the 5 to 6 months when it was really slow, I show up every single day as if, like some of us, we only get excited when we're making money, but I was excited when I didn't have it. I was like, I'm just showing up serving. So the process for me was literally just showing up, adding the value. And then all of what you put in will eventually start to come back. So literally that's how it happened. And I didn't know I was gonna make $1 million this last Black Friday. I think it was like 1 point something. I didn't know that, but it was all the work I believe that I was already putting in.
So what type of marketing strategy, when you're saying, hey, I'm showing up, I know you talked about the job form, that was good, but what were the marketing strategies?
So to be honest, I don't run any ads. I didn't run any ads. I have a really big email list. That's just from like dollar webinars, doing things like that. But I didn't have like any, some people, they sit around, they strategize, they don't start. I literally was just like, boom, Black Friday, this is what we're gonna do. I made sure all the products was in, and that was really it. It's really just having when you build something, it's almost like a no-brainer that you're going to make the money from it. Like I have a platform, and it literally was just from Instagram.
So I know you got.
I'm sorry.
I know you got a celebrity client. I won't say her. Well, you got her post on your page, so maybe I can't say her name. She on your page, Queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my baby.
So, did she help you make $1 million, or you had already made it before she became your client?
good. That's so good.
Because, you know, we all talk about influencers and brand ambassadors.
So
So
good.
if a queen dies and you got millions of followers is shouting you out, we're expecting some money to come back in. So was it before or after?
Yeah, like I didn't meet Queen until after. So that's so interesting because like so I never have done like influencer marketing. You know how like you saying somebody, I just never did. Not saying that it doesn't work because I believe it do. So one time I did do Queen hair and Queen posted it on TikTok and I literally that day I made like 40, 50,000 and I don't make that much in a day either, by the way. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. So then I started understanding like, dang, the power, you know, of, you know, influencer, you know? So I started realizing that this is powerful. This is something. But for me, I was able to build a relationship with Queen because at the time when Queen was like, yeah, it's gonna be, you know, like something that I was like, girl, how much? For me, it was just like, okay, well, how about we build a relationship? So now we like really good friends. I keep her son, like we just.
Well, how did you go about building a relationship?
So, like I said, I'm a big server, and it's not just for Queen. I serve everybody. So when she would come in and get her hair done, she would ask me like, "You do this for everybody?" Oh my God. She would just be so impressed. I'm like, no, I do it for everybody. And she just started falling in love with just the service and really just wanted to keep coming back.
So in your business, from what we see on social media, it's an experience. It's not women just come and get the treatment. And so what I try to tell everybody is, it's not just about coming in and getting this one thing. It needs to be an experience. So what would you tell them to make their experience better per comment?
Yeah, that's good. So y'all, it has to be an experience, right? So one of the things that I did, because I used to be the lowest paid natural hairstylist, scalp specialist in Atlanta. And when I made myself the highest paid, I had to do things like.
Can we start right there really quick? So some of you are the lowest paid. And then she said, I made myself the highest paid. So really quick, how did you go from being the lowest paid to making yourself the highest paid?
So I'll give you guys an example. If you have a spa right now, like some of you do, right? How many of you have a spa, by the way? I'm done. So some of you may have shops, right? So my little salon suite, which is in Buckhead, it's not a whole lot of money. I only spend $700 a month on that little space. Yeah, I'm not big on spending all that money like that.
It's frugal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing it. But anyway, so when they would come in, y'all, like I dressed in a black scrub outfit.
People got scrubs in the bag.
Yeah.
Scrub.
So yeah, that's what I would wear, Candace. I would dress like that. I would always try to look, you know, professional. I would have my fruit cut up. You know, I wasn't on the phone. Some of us were on the phone. You got client in there all day. You telling your life story. Like I've heard it all. I'm like, geez, I'm just here for an experience. So I would always keep the lights dim. I always had a candle. I made the experience worthwhile. So I'll give you guys an analogy, right? So you know, like Papa Steaks in Miami, they charge $3,000 for a steak, right? Now you go to Ruth Chris, Applebee's, whatever, you get a $20 or $50 steak. People are like, I ain't paying $3,000, but they so good and you can't get enough. You can't eat there anyway because they just so busy. However, they create amazing experiences. So Applebee's just coming out, there you go, your food, and they back playing, back in the kitchen. Poppy Steaks is like, they got on the mask, they throwing a gold, 24 karat gold. They're creating experiences, and experiences is what gets you paid. In my opinion.
Most of the people in the room, they are in my client, right?
Okay.
So they was able to, I put a weekend together for them for free. Okay. They didn't have to pay any extra money because it's part of the experience. I used to pay for all their food, but I stopped that.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
She's so sweet.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. I used to pay for all their food, but it's part of the experience. Yeah. So it's not just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have a coach or a mentor. I wanted to be like a whole experience, and so that's why I was paying for their food. Yeah. So you guys think about, according to what you do right now, how can you make it better?
How can I make it better?
Like she just said, she got a candle. How many of y'all want to get your hair done and the lights are blowing with a candle? I ain't saying it.
Small things, y'all, to make sure it's clean. And when I was going through my divorce, I wasn't telling my clients, girl, this dude, I would cry when I needed to, come back in and get to that head. And because a lot of times these people, everybody got their own life. So I'm just here to serve you. I'm here to give you this amazing experience. And I was getting paid so much money behind the chair doing that.
No, that's dope. And I want to talk about this too because you just said that. You just said you was going through all that. You said, hey, I would cry, but I would get back to my clients. So what can you tell them so they can? So I don't want to sound inconsiderate, like I'm saying, hey, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't go, you shouldn't have time to process bad things that are happening. But we still got a business too. So what would you say to kind of help them with that mental component.
And one thing that worked for me was always seeing life through the eyes of faith, right? Not the eyes of fear. So sometimes you're going through something, you're fearful, I'm gonna lose, or I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that. You have to know your why. So I was going through a divorce, y'all. I was fighting for custody of my kids. I was really broke. I was broken. I was a hater, jealous. I got the wrong people around me. I had all that. Like, and it was one thing to say, okay, Jasmine, I have all of these things going on, especially with the divorce. It was hard. But I showed up even harder because I knew that I had a point to prove, not just to him, but to my kids. So I think that as women and as my sisters, we have to understand sometimes it's like, how bad do you want this? Sometimes we sit around, we do make excuses, and we be like, I just need you. And I'm like, I just can't see my money. Your subconscious mind is broke. So how do we work on that? So, you know, for me, it was like, Jasmine, you have write down all your bills. And you have to find things that you can start. Like, I didn't need 3 cars. I didn't need, my car note was $1,200. I didn't need that. I could have got a $200 car note. The extra $1,000 could have been going towards something else. And I know we all want to look good. We all want to drive good, especially here. But I literally, y'all, I bought me a car in cash that was like, I don't know, it was a cheap car. And I repo all 3 of those. And then I saved the money that I was going to be paying every month for those, you know, the car note. And that's how I bought me like a couple $1,000 car. And that's what me and my kids drove. And I was making all this money and nobody knew anything. You know, I definitely wasn't telling anybody. And it was like, okay, my time is gonna come. All I gotta do is so I'm living like this, not because I wanna stay there, but I'm doing this because I have to get to where I need to go.
That's right.
And all this stuff, it doesn't serve me. And another thing, y'all, when it comes to making money, like, you gotta get the people out your life that don't serve you.
Yes.
I don't care who's not.
Yeah.
You need to write it down. Because sometimes we're just not where we need to go because of the people we deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because of the friends that we have. So it's these type of things, y'all, that really, because making money, Candace, to me, I need to be able to think. If I can't think, I tell my kids, listen, they like, oh, mommy, I'm like, yeah, because I need to be able to think. You want me to go to the job? You know, like, I need to be able to think. So having peace for me is very important. So making money, y'all, it's a little different for me because if I can't think, I can't create, I can't make money.
Ooh. I just told my team, I said, I'm tired of thinking. Because I don't really think. For myself and other people, I have to think, but everybody's all like, I'm tired of thinking.
I think a lot of times, too, we just get started, we think we want to do that. Once I started having because I was first doing it from home. Start at home. Start with what you got. I started, first of all, let me go back. Yeah, I did start from literally my living room floor, had my kids help me. We had like a little printer from Amazon, and I was doing all that myself. But then, of course, the business started to grow, and, you know, I'm behind. I'm like, dang, I got to get all these orders. I need help. So you would know if you needed that if you can't handle it yourself. Yeah, okay.
One more question. I'm answering the question that y'all might not answer. One more question. So you just said, hey, you know, my business started to grow, and, you know, now I know I need help. So a lot of people, their business isn't growing. It's either going backwards or it's just steady.
Yeah.
So what advice you guys have?
You really have to look at yourself. Why is my business not growing, right? Why am I not losing weight? Girl, you eat too much ice cream. I was talking to myself when I said that. I knew what I had to do to get to where I needed to be. So, you know, your business may not be growing. Like I said, you may have the wrong people in your business. You may have a man that's like, get off of that, don't do that, come over here with me. And you like, dang. You may have friends, you out every Tuesday and Friday with them. I stayed my butt in the house and focused on my business, y'all, until I was able to, you know, kind of start moving around more. So I think sometimes, Candace, it's really just the distractions. A lot of us, we just distracted.
Who feel you distracted?
And let me say this too, because I think this is even with social media, Candace, people be like, I ain't tired of social media. All I see is negative stuff. Well, I learned how to kind of curate my Instagram on what I see.
Mine not negative. My social media is amazing.
Yes. So I don't click on any of that. So my Explore page is so beautiful. It's just fruit and hair. I'm like, this is... So you may just be clicking on some of the wrong things. You can still scroll, but if you get to clicking on things and liking things, you kind of, that's why you see all the negatives.
You open yourself up because they show you what you click and like.
Absolutely. That's it.
Wow. So we want to do Q&A. You got anything you want to say before we start Q&A?
Yes, I do want to say something. So y'all, I just want to say to Candace, right? Candace, I really appreciate you for inviting me here. I appreciate you for inviting me to your, what was it, a meeting thing?
Oh, the talent hour.
Yeah, and I see all your work. And I wanted to just give you your flowers today. I have $1,000 I want to give you.
Because I need to learn that how to art.
I can see your work for real, and I just want you to really just get yourself
Yeah,
inside.
correct. 1,000 and up. Tom, you want me to date? 1,000 and up. I'm just playing.
No, I see all your work, girl, and
They just made my
and
day.
I'm happy that you can see me and I can see you, and
I've been in my prayer closet. It's on my story. Did y'all see it? It's on my story. I said, hey, that could be. I'm moving this weekend. Yeah, I'm moving right. I know.
Yeah.
I'm insane. But I put on my story and I was telling Dr. Tina she's going to my prayer warriors, and I was telling her when I was in devotion yesterday. Yeah, when I was in devotion yesterday, I was telling her in private, like I said, I asked God to make me a prayer warrior.
Yes, God.
And then I took her to my new house last night, and it's this cute little closet underneath my stairs.
Yes.
And I said, I'm gonna make that my prayer closet. And so I put it on my story and I said, who has a prayer closet? Send me some, because I was looking for pictures and I couldn't hardly find them.
yeah, you ain't gonna be able to find it. I'll send you how my stuff.
And I was like, but I know Picture Green got one, but I know people who got it, so I was looking for pictures to decorate mine. So I put it on my stories last night that I wanted to become a prayer warrior, and I'm building up my prayer closet.
Wow.
So this God with me, thank you. Wow, I'm spending this. And I don't know purse.
Oh no, I want you to go and get a massage, and I just want you to just, pamper
No, I need a
yourself. I know it's not a lot, but I see you.
No, I'm
Thankful.
thankful. I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we teach everybody to, once they're ready, to get into education and digital and coaching.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that or no?
Yes, I like what you said though. Once you're ready, that's good. And I think sometimes y'all, it's easy for you to look at somebody like me, Candace, Theo, or some of y'all amazing people. I don't know a lot of y'all here, and to be saying, I want to do that. But you don't do that. Do how I told you the process. So I started from my floor, start there. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't started, so start there. Don't just try to start from what I have now, because I have had to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a process. It's a journey.
Yes.
I love you.
I just wanted to ask you, when you started outsourcing, I guess, for lack of a better word, your scrubs and products to other people, did you tell them, because you made them, so you know what your products, you still behind your products, did you tell them, okay, I need this, and you think it, because you had it measured out and everything, or did you just let them do what they do?
That's good. So it was like the main three things that I need. And then a lot of times too, like if you have a company, because some of these companies, people want a chemist and they only want their specific things. No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I literally, like, if you have a company and they create a product, you'd be like, okay, boom, 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 boom. You probably want to research every ingredient, and you'll start realizing, oh, that big word, that ain't number vitamin B. I need vitamin B. What is vitamin B for? You get what I'm saying? So I was breaking down on big words and saying, okay, but can you use some aloe in there? Can you put a little peppermint in there? You get what I'm saying? So I know sometimes we just want a chemist and you got your own things, but hey, you might find somebody that already have, where I guess it's like a repackaging kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Journey Stanley, and I just wanted to ask you this question. It's kind of like a scenario. So say if there was a graphic designer, right, and he wanted to work with you, what would they need to do in order to show you something to be like, okay, I'll check it out, or I'll consider it?
Well, it's like, I think half of the DMs are always good, right? Like, I do check my DMs. I do have a team to help, but I check my DMs, and I feel like that would be great if you somebody.
She had the whole mentor group too, so
Yeah.
Mike could use your services. He had the graphic design. He hopped in my DM. He's a professional DM hopper.
I love what you said.
Thank you.
You said something so deep, and I tend to work with this tribe.
Okay.
But it's easy to gloss over what you said. You
Okay.
said I hustled and I worked on myself.
Yeah,
You
that's
said you were jealous. You were
a hater.
Stay right there, because a lot of people are looking for instant money, microwave success, and deviance and duplication.
Yeah. I like
So
that.
could you stay right there about the mindset, how you prioritize that
Yeah.
for people?
And before she do that, those of you who don't know, LaTanya Taylor, she's winning a Lifetime Achievement Award Monday. She is a life coach over 20+ years. Y'all, she's one of my secret weapons. She worked with the hit show, Iyanla Fix My Life. And she was like, Candace, you're a healer. I was like, I am? Then she was like, Candace, you're anointed. I said, I am? And over this time, we just built an amazing relationship. So she's winning a lifetime achievement award on Monday.
Congratulations. So I used to, I talked about it, right? Like being jealous and being a hater. And like if you were to tell me you had something good, I would probably block you or not really, you know.
It was that bad?
Yeah, I was real. Yeah, I was real. A lot of people are. Nobody's gonna say a lot, right? But a lot of people.
Oh, she said it in the room. She said it in the room.
Oh, for sure.
Ooh, they hate in the room or something.
She said it's, but it's a real thing, right? So you know, you have friends around you, and these women is crazy, and I love people, but I'm telling you, you get people, y'all, they will see what you're doing, and instead of them asking, all I want to do is help and serve everybody. That's my heart, my spirit. I honest to God, truth. So, you know, when you like that, you block your blessings. I was wondering why I was so depressed, and I look, you know, my skin, I'm just, because you a hater, Jasmine. I'm talking about myself. I had to fix that. So, and then everybody's heart and spirit is different, but you know if you got some jealousy stuff going on. You know if I just told you something and you in back like, whatever. You know that's not a good look to have. You know what I'm saying? Because God didn't do it for me, He's gonna do it for you as well. But you gotta first believe and acknowledge what you see.
That's right.
So, you know, that just to answer your question, sister, like I was I wasn't where I am now. And I'm happy that I can say that, and I hope to help another hater in the room.
You are hating still.
To say, you know, pray that spirit off you. It's a nasty spirit.
Yeah.
It's not broke.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
work very
Yeah.
hard and you stay broke.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like that.
Come on.
Hey, yo, man.
My question is, how did you rebrand yourself? So you tell me first right now you came to the boards and from the county. I think my issue is that my social media is filled with negative people, cheap that not become popular. How did you get the people that want us to go for the things that you want to on your thing?
Let me help you. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, physically, making money, because we can't make the money if the mind ain't right. So I gotta help you. So let me help you.
They said it one more time.
No, we just can't make the money if the mind isn't right. I know that. So
Go ahead.
I have a question. So how was it in the beginning process for you able to organize and prioritize what was like your focus versus personal versus kids versus family? Like,
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of mental clutter and
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know, and let's just be honest. I experienced mom guilt very bad. My kids is like, you know, I was so busy working and just, you know, it's like my babies, they like, mommy, I thought we was going to the park. I'm like, dang, it's midnight. How can you close? You know? So I experienced a lot of mom guilt. So it was very hard. I can't even tell people how, you know, I just kept making sure I didn't stop. I kept doing it. And the only thing I can tell my babies is like, one day it's going to get easier. Mommy won't have to do this. Right now, I got to get to that, you know? And I know it's hard. It don't sound probably like a lot of help, but you know, unfortunately, I didn't really have like this good balance. I don't have friends here. I don't have family. So I just literally did everything with them. Like they here with me now. You know, it is what it is. Mommy got to keep moving. I got to do what I got to do. And to be honest and say, oh, I thought there was a balance. No, I ain't gonna lie. I experienced mom guilt a lot.
Wow.
So you said that initially you were doing half days, seeing your celebrity clients and all of that. But now you're retired.
Yeah.
Did you saying now you have teams that go out and provide the same luxury experience, scout doctor?
Yeah.
Or is that to shut down altogether?
Yeah. So I do still have my suite. There's a lot of clients like Queen Naja. I had told her like, "Friend, I just came to your hair. Like I don't do hair anymore." But I make a lot of money with her too. So let me just be honest. Like I could do her hair and I can make a lot of money. So with doing that, and I need somebody anyway for certain days for content. The only person I work with here in Atlanta that I like to work with is her.
No, it's beautiful. No, she said she likes to work with her. Right.
Yeah, I like to work with her. Because a lot of times with, you know, celebrities and stuff, y'all, just being honest, like, I was like bullied around, boss. People think that,
And they make you wait.
yes,
If they're woman at 10, they not ready to 12:30.
yeah,
You just being a man and waiting.
yes. And I experienced a lot of that. You know, you experience so much in the industry. And, you know, that for me, that's the spirit of life. So I don't need you over here. You know what I'm saying? So Queen should respect my time. She respect my profession. And that's why I work for her.
No, it's dope. We can do one last question.
My question is, when you said you were the lowest paid natural stylist, if you took yourself to the higher paid national side as a scout specialist, and I feel right now I'm the lowest paid national side and a scout specialist, and I want to know, like, what was it that, how did you know you were the lowest paid, and then how did you know when you got to the highest paid?
Yeah, in my opinion, it could have been a lot of average hairstylists. We were all in the average thing because I work in a big building. And a lot of us, so I was like, hey, that's how much you charge. You $45 for a silk press. I'm 65. She's 65. We were all the lowest, in my opinion. So I understood that becoming the highest, like I charge right now, if I was to go in, it would probably be about $400 to $500. And these treatments are, it's not about the amount, it's about the time. Because y'all probably charge her to do a weave, but it take you 4 or 5 hours or braids. So for me, it was like, these are literally 25 to 30-minute services. And I'm able to come in, I'm able to make $400 or $500 or $1,000, within probably like, I don't know, 40 minutes. So because I was adding value and I was offering experience, I was doing what no other hairstylist in the building was doing. These girls coming in, they got leggings, lime green underwear, they smoke weed, cussing on the phone. Well, you deserve to be paid $65. I'm over here, you know what I'm saying? And no offense, because I used to be the same, I'm telling you, I used to be the same way. But so when you start, and now as a hairstylist, if you feel like you're the lowest paid, then check myself, okay, what can I do to make myself become, the highest paid? And knowing that you're the highest paid, I mean, there's styles seen around, there's things around, you get to talking to people, and in rooms, you realize that, dang, these hairstylists, they're not, and nobody was focusing really on the scalp. Everybody was focusing on the hair, so they was focusing on the plant versus the soil. So I was like, I've seen what is like a hole in the industry, especially here in Atlanta, we're focusing on actual scalp versus just the hair. And it's still enough room. I mean, because there's so many people that need, a scalp specialist. And I'm gonna be honest, Kim, let me say this really quick, so I know we gotta go. But y'all don't stop charging so low. Some of y'all are just too cheap.
They cheap with they sell. That's why the price is cheap.
Stop. And the reality is that you can't keep doing that. And I know that we think that everybody don't have that type of money. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's the spirit of black that I was talking about. Seeing like through the eyes of faith, you don't believe that. Seeing like through the eyes of fear, the spirit of black makes you believe that, oh, that's too much. I'm charging too much. No, baby, this is worth it. So when you start adding the value and find a way, I can probably talk to you after this on how you can create a different experience. And some of us, y'all, you seem a little probably soft-spoken, but do you go live? Do you educate the people about what it is that you have? Like, everybody in here should literally
You don't go live, do you? Exactly. Look, I'm like, no.
See, so y'all, if we want more, we have to do more. Everybody in here should be showing up consistently. I don't care if nobody's on a live. You save it, you'll see that some people viewed it. And then eventually you'll get one person, you'll get 2 people. So you have to really, really want it. And if you want to charge more, you gotta do more.
Yeah.
And not as far as physical, I'm talking about, you can be sitting back just chilling, like, I'm gonna go live when I get home on the couch for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I be in my bed with my robe on.
Yeah, just having a conversation or adding some type of value or, creating a brand for yourself. Canvas brand building is so important.
You can't afford it? Is your hair bald like this?
I remember you. Yeah.
I guess Candace probably never felt like she was adding value to you, but she then gives you exposure for you to be.
That's it. That's it.
No, that's what I keep on saying. That's what I keep on saying.
No.
Yeah, and then you put, you pay for everything out there. So you pay for everything. Yes. I enjoy that.
That guy was like, no, I'm like, oh my gosh. She said, I need this. Because I have to pay for everything all the time. So when I meet other people who see the value in me, that bless my spirit.
Yeah.
So that was just crazy to me. Now that you're saying that that's the first time y'all met, I'm like,
Yeah, that was.
So now it's putting it into perspective for me too to see how am I supposed to move? How am I supposed to make sure that I'm adding value? And I just want to thank y'all. And I also want to say too that you said something about changing your name, and both of you guys were talking about it on that day, and I actually implemented it after I saw the change, like how you couldn't call yourself that big before. I was calling myself something I'm not even want to say.
We want to know.
But the branding, how did you feel like? How did you
how did you build a brand? Is that like, you talk about that?
Yeah, I think being open and transparent, like, you know, a lot of y'all have a story, and y'all have to be willing to share your story. And my story, your story is what makes you unique. So, you know, the women knew I went through a divorce. Everybody watched it. I was broken. I was very transparent, and that helped me build a brand. I go live, very inspirational. So people are like, wow, they connect. When people feel like they can connect with you, that's helping your brand. Because, you know, you don't want to just always go live like, hey, just go buy this, go buy this. Well, you know, I'm a person too. You know, I don't want to just be So that helped me just, you know, in my posts, being honest. I show my kids sometimes. Sometimes I show this. Sometimes y'all may not want to show your kids, but you may want to show out if you want to trip or something like that. Like, that's still brand building.
And just to add to that, those of you who don't know Skittles, this is building me, and that's my mentor. And Skittles used to always say, just build the brand first, build the brand. But I didn't know what you're talking about. So mind you, I'm with her, I'm traveling, we had dinners, we had masterminds, and she was like, just build the brand first, build the brand. And I just did not know what she was talking about. Now that I am a brand, so building a brand means when people hear a certain thing, they know it's you. Or they see a certain thing, they know it's you. Or like if I got my VIP, they know when they pull up somewhere, we're gonna have good food. All a part of the brand. So I had to build this first, and now it's what you see at this moment. So building a brand is a bunch of different layers to it. Like my brand is a standard. Like I have set the standard in Black Spot.